Hare हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, कृष्ण महान लीला प्रभुपाद की जय। Thank you all for coming. How many of you need a translation? Kannada ಅನುವಾದ ಯಾರಿಗಾದ್ರು ಬೇಕಾ? ಕನ್ನಡ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಗೊತ್ತಾ ಅಥವಾ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾ? ಸೊ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ದಟ್ ನಾನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಇಸ್ ಓಕೆ? ಸೊ ಕನ್ನಡ ಅರ್ಥ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಕನ್ನಡ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಾನೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಎಲ್ಲ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಆಲ್ ಚಾಂಟ್ ಒನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಮಂತ್ರ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಐ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಯು ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದಟ್. ಓಕೆ, loudly Hare Krishna mantra one time. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is the most potential weapon and most potential protection. Yarige andre there are a lot of devotees. We are all sitting here. How many of you are first timers? ಮೊದಲನೇ ಬಾರಿ ಯಾರು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? You're coming for the first time here. Okay, you are connected with someone? Oh, you are connected with me. So be in touch, and you be in touch. How about you? Whom are you connected with?
Sarvana Prabhu.
Okay, so you are connected. That's important. How about you both? Connected. Okay, Pradeep. Fine. So, why I made everyone chant now is because I also got inspired. There are a set of devotees who have gone for book distribution. Right? They are doing a lot of distribution in the schools. So they need protection. So the protection can come only through the prayers of the devotees. Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita that Janma Karma Chame Divyam, because his birth and pastimes and transcendental, everything is very transcendental. Evam yo veti tattva tekta deham punarjanma naiti mameti so arjuna. So we can understand Krishna through the eyes of the devotees. We can't reach Krishna directly. Why? Because even if you go inside, let's say for example Krishna comes here now, right? And the first thing what probably we'll say is, which drama troupe are you coming from? Right? If Krishna comes with a nice helmet, a flute and all that and puts a t-shirt and saying that Krishna, I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? If you have a nice t-shirt. So obviously we're going to ask, based on this trend, so which drama troupe are you coming from? But the reason why we ask this question is because we don't have that amount of understanding and trust in the Lord, Lord's persons, Lord's paraphernalias, and also in the words of the Lord. So, in order to understand the Supreme Lord, we have to do three important things. The first important thing is connection. The first connection is what we call as sambandha. It's a relationship. We need to build it. I have not started a class. I am not going to give a class today. We are going to have a very nice dialogue, not monologue. Monologue means I speak, you all hear. After some time, you all take nice prasad and go. Right? So, but whereas it's a dialogue means you understand and you give me your understanding so that we both understand and we are on the same page. So the first is Sambandha, right? We are connected. We are connected with the Lord through the holy names. So just by sitting here and you're chanting a prayer and you're dedicating that prayers to the devotees who are going and distributing the books of Srila Prabhupada, of Krishna, we all become very dear. How much dear those devotees will be in the eyes of the Lord. Extremely, extremely dear. What is the Bhagavad Gita sloka which says, Krishna says that his devotees are very dear? Anyone can give an answer? Okay, even I don't know. So I will also say pass. So you will all have to answer. Don't feel shy about it. It's not that everyone gives a class, you hear and go. So that's what they say, no, in Hindi. ISKCON mein sunna, ISKCON mein chodna. Right? No ISKCON. It is ISKCON. Okay? So you have to be very conscious about it. Right? So most important is three important aspects which we discussed. The first thing is connecting with God. That connection is called Sambandha. Relation. What's the first relation in this world? Sambandha, correct. What is the first relation? We all have. Mother and child. Perfect relation. Why? Because the Lord has decided for someone who has the patience. The amount of patience the mother has, father will never have. Don't see me, you can see the other side. The fact is this, right? First foremost important thing is the mothers have the patience, tolerance. It's the parents, of both the parents, they are the only one. So Krishna is also our mother and our father. So he is very patient. He is very tolerant for us to see towards him. In order to see towards him, we are actually building that bridge. The bridge is actually being in one way burnt. Right? You have to. There is a river in between. Nadi there. The Nadi has to be crossed. The river has to be crossed. How do you cross the river? Through a bridge. We had a very good relationship, which we have somehow or other broken that relation. We had a very good pathway to go to that place or stay in that place. We chose to burn that bridge. Now we are trying to build that bridge. You got it? We are trying to build that bridge, and that bridge is what is relationship. Namma Sambandha, our relation with God relates to how we relate to the next devotee. If you are good to you, if I am good to you, you are going to be good to me. Right? If I am always cribbing, if I am always criticizing you, if I am always telling you off, next time you won't come here and see me. What you would do? You would say, go to the next fellow and say, that fellow is a crib. Right? So this is the what which actually impacts us from missing the relationship on accepting that how we can build that relational bridge. So first thing is connection. Connecting to Krishna is through the holy names. Connecting to Krishna is not through the mobile phone. Please minimize your phones to a silent mode, or you are most welcome to go outside and take the phone. Please give your 40 minutes of your time. Krishna's mercy. Let's hear the holy names. Let's become devotees. Let's be conscious first. Then we can become Krishna conscious. Right? So first thing is relationship. We build that relationship based on Sadhu, Shastra and Guru. These are the three tenets based on which we are building that relationship. That building relationship is actually the engine. Right? We all go on railways, right? We go on yatra and all that. One engine, two engine can carry more than around 25, 30 coaches. How it goes? It pushes, it pulls. So in the same way, this energy which Krishna is giving us through the holy name, just see wonderful quote just in front of me. 16 rounds of chanting 108 times Hare Krishna mantra is not, on everyday basis, is not to finish the rounds, but to finish this cycle of birth, death, old age and disease. Why do we have to finish this cycle of birth and death, old age and disease? to come back to the place where our relationship with the Lord is eternal. Mamai Vamsha Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. So Krishna and we are connected eternally. But somehow or other that relationship is not working out. But by the grace of Srila Prabhupada, by the grace of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra, that relationship is now seen to be fructifying. We are able to see it now. Right? Prabhupada says, even a dog can chant, even a child can chant, even an adult can chant. So by chanting the holy name of the Lord, we are building that relationship again. That relationship is eternal. So every step we take, Krishna comes 10 steps ahead. So first is Sambandha. Second is, how do we connect? Recently actually I went to a place called Jaipur. There is beautiful temples, but there are 3 important deities in that area who are connected to this Sambandha, Abhidheya and Prayojana. Radha Govinda. Have you all been to Jaipur? How many of you have been to Jaipur? Yes, okay. Oh, that's quite nice. Okay, so there are 3 deities. Who are the first deity is Radha Govinda. So who is the second one? Radha Madan Mohan is third. Radha Gopinath is second. So, but what is related to Radha Madan Mohan? What is related to Radha Govinda? What is related to Gopinath? Why Prayojana to Gopinath? Why Gopinath alone? Okay, this is an important question. If you have not gone, you should go and see the deities. Beautiful deities. So, when I was talking about you on the Sambandha, that's a relationship. The second one is, how do we transition? How do we build that relationship? We all have to build a relation, right? Day one, mother and a child cannot relate to each other. Child is just crying, mother is feeding. After some time only the child understands it's its mother, right? So in the same way, you are building up a relation, you are building up a rapport, you are building a neat understanding between each other. It's the same as how an husband and wife builds also. In the same way, we also have a relationship with God, but which we have lost or we have built it and we have broken it. Now we are redesigning, rebuilding that relationship. So that relationship needs a lot of time. How do we build this relation for a lot of time? It can be done by chanting the holy name of the Lord and being with devotees. What will happen with these two? You will do a lot of service. Right? The service is the key for all our success. What is service? See, everyone is here, right? We all came here voluntarily. No one forced you to come or no one told you to come and then do something here and then you can do anything you want later on, or don't go to a movie on a Sunday. Sunday is the best day for all these things, so you come here, sit and hear some God's pastimes are being told and all that. So here we are actually relating ourselves to a friend or a colleague who is also in the same platform as we are. Right? We are all in the same platform, but we are struggling in our own ways. Different people, different levels, but all in the same boat. But now we are in a place where Krishna has allowed us to be together and build up on this relationship. This relationship is eternal and long lasting. So the devotees are the ones who are actually helping us to build that relationship and become more stronger. And then finally, what will actually happen is, the relationship becomes fructified. Sasyanam Graham Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada, who is Prabhupada's spiritual master, he said that any amount of seed you put in a pot or in a garden need not actually fructify as a tree or a flower or whatever. One of thousands of seeds which may probably come in. The probability is too less. But if it comes, it is the ownership on the gardener or the owner to take care of that particular seed to become a tree and offer the fruits and flowers to the Lord's service. So if we do that, that is what Prabhupada's mission is all about. Then that is the success of this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, success of the Hare Krishna movement, and success to us, because we are here because we wanted it. It is not because of Krishna want us. First we wanted it. If you don't have that interest, why should Krishna show interest in us? The millions and zillions of devotees Krishna has. So finally, when I said that Prayojana is Gopinath, right? So why Gopinath is because Gopika Nath. We are all gopis. How do you understand we are all gopis? Because Krishna is the only Purusha. And we are all his Prakritis. And we have to serve him. The service attitude itself is based on connecting with the God. So now what is the most important time of this period of time, what we are in here, is this month is very, very, very auspicious. Any amount of services you do, maybe you can just bring a cup of water, patram pushpam palam toyam, you can bring a cup of water, or you can bring a nice fruit for Krishna, nice flowers for Krishna, do some service, invite devotees to your house, do some bhajans, hear some Gita, read books. If you don't have books, you buy some books, distribute books. You also build up your relationship with Krishna by reading all these things add up to your spiritual credits. This credit will come to us in such a beautiful usage that we don't even know that is going to come to us for great use. So many times I have noticed a lot of people actually come and tell us, Prabhuji, there are so many problems, so many family problems, how do you handle? I said, I don't have solutions to any of your problems, which are all material in nature or maybe anything, even spiritually in nature I don't have any solution. But I only have one solution which my spiritual master told me. All I know is Prabhupada told me, chant Hare Krishna. Whatever else, Krishna will take care. So we are here not to give them solutions to every problem they have. We have a problem. For every problem, there is only one solution. Connect with Krishna. Chant the holy name and connect with Krishna. The more we chant, more we understand about Krishna. The more we understand about Krishna, we understand more about devotees. And the loving relationship buds into a beautiful relation. This sweet relation is explained in many scriptures. Dadyati Brigannati Guhyamakyati Prachati Bhunkte Bodhite Cheva Sadvidi Priti Lakshanam. It's a good values, good ethical values which is actually building up your life. You become more and more conscious about yourself. You become more and more honest about yourself. You become more and more connected with God Himself. By connecting with Krishna, we become happier and happier all times. That happiness is not so easily bought by any money, any gadgets, any amount of effort you put. This happiness cannot be found. By chanting the Lord's name, the happiness you feel, by connecting with devotees, by taking Krishna Prasadam, by smelling the beautiful tulsi, by giving some small gifts to the Lord, to the devotees, the happiness is manifold. This happiness is restrained, sustained, and lives with us for a long, long duration. This can happen only if we cooperate with the will of the Lord. The Lord has His will, right? In English there is a statement, right? Man propose, God dispose. Why is it said God disposes? Actually, God doesn't dispose. We ourselves dispose. Because our thoughts actually are most of the time very short-termed. We have a very short-term thoughts. Oh, I want a car, I want a bus, I want a van, I want a house, I want this, I want that. These are short-term goals. But there is a longer time goal which we need to always keep that in focus. Right? Krishna has given. See, we are all here because our roti, makan, kapada is covered. Right? If not, none of you here, including me, we would not be sitting and discussing. Right? We will probably look at some other place where my next food is coming or where I am going to stay. But Krishna has provided that. So that means we have gone to the next level of our spiritual practice or progress. Now is the time you need to put a stronger effort. The more effort you put to connect to God is right now. Because every moment of our life is passing away. This time is so flying fast. Honestly speaking, I still can't even contemplate what will happen to in few years we'll all be old timers, right? We are all oldies or whatever. They say no, youngsters of this are senior citizens of next. So in the same way, Krishna has given us a wonderful window. This spiritual window can be opened by only his devotees. That is why Bhakti Yoga, Bhakti Prayojana, all the seva, everything is related and is connected and is always done among the Bhaktas. So there is Bhagavan, there is Bhakti, there is Bhakti Seva. The Seva, all the three are triangle, it's connected to each of us. So because we are trying to do all this, Prabhupada is enabling us to do more and more. The more we do, more good for us. The more we chant, more we read, it becomes more and more easier for us to connect ourselves and relation ourselves. So this is very important for all of us. So 3 important things for you for this particular period of time. I don't want to take more of your time, but most 3 important things which we all have to do. When I say we, it includes me also. So it's not that I just come here preach. So we can't be saints overnight. Keep it very practical. We can't be saints overnight, but we need to practice to become a saint one day. So the first thing what we need to understand is, let's understand that Krishna is 100% present. We need to understand it first, then we can implement it. Krishna is present as a person. So relate to Krishna in person, not as impersonalist. What does it mean? I have this problem. I have quite a lot of problems, and this is one of my problems. When we start chanting only, all the mobile phone rings. Right? We say Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, and we see the phone. Just leave your phone for, say, 1 hour. This particular 1 hour of your time is private to you and the Lord. Don't worry, don't bother about anything related to this world. Your connection has to be built in a stronger manner. How will you prove yourself you are a dedicated person to that relationship? Even our materialistic relation won't work. Husband and wife relation doesn't work if there is no dedication. It's a team effort. In the same way, Krishna is ready on the other side. How do you expect yourself to work without that element? So first is, we need to connect with Krishna. So understand Krishna as a person. Second is, Krishna is ready to give himself to us. What are we trying to do from our side in order to take it up from that level? It can be either doing service, it can be either doing our own daily routine of sadhana, or it can be also to help someone who is doing that. Slow and steady wins the race. So take up that second element. Services are very important. What are service? Like for example, someone says, Prabhu, can you bring a box of Bhagavad Gita? Say, Prabhu, why are you telling me, Prabhu? Why don't you tell the other devotee? Or you can tell someone else to do it. Why are you telling me? So don't take it. Opportunities don't knock too many times. It only knocks one time. Krishna has millions of gopis, millions of devotees. So please take this as a very positive element in your life. Take it up. Whenever someone senior comes and tells you, especially I think Vimal Prabhu is silent sitting, so you would not ask more. But if he asks, be ready to take it up. Second is service attitude. Right? Third is most important for all of us. Right? In the olden days, in early Krishna consciousness in Bangalore, at least to our knowledge, in the 90s, right? When I came to the temple, they asked me to clean donna, that pata. So I was cleaning from morning to night. Not a single soul came and asked me, did you have prasadam? I was cleaning. I got so frustrated, I told my brother, I'm not going to come to this place again. He asked me, why, what happened? What, man, you are asking me to work like a donkey here and not even giving me food, I'm so hungry, no one bothered. So I said, no, don't worry, Krishna will provide. I didn't believe that. But when I finished that and I said, I'm going home, someone called and said, Prabhu, please come and take some prasad. So when I went inside, I have never seen so much food in my plate. They gave me so much, then I said, oh. So for the effort what he put, Krishna is reciprocating, I realized. So when you do first and second, the third one is reciprocation. Krishna will reciprocate. But be patient and be tolerant. We will achieve of going back to Krishna this lifetime. Don't elemental yourself to go and think about, okay, maybe not this time because I'm not very strong enough. I'll probably end up coming next life or next life. Prabhupada says it's horrible. Days are going and we are practically seeing how horrible this material world is. The more time we delay, the more trouble we will have to go back to Krishna. Because we may not have that kind of a conducive atmosphere, as much conducive as it is at this point of time. This is actually called Vaikuntha Loka. This is actually Vaikuntha. This is oasis. How many of you have been to a desert? Anyone have a desert? Okay, you have been. Have you seen mirage? You know what mirage is? Can you explain what's a mirage? It's not there. That's what outside is. We are realistically seeing outside thinking that that's a better world. Actually, it's not. This is a better world. So healing happens here. This is an hospital. Understand, this is an hospital and we are all diseased patients. We are now clearing ourselves with our anarthas, we are all our difficulties, inabilities, and getting cleared in order to go outside and fight. That's why there are some devotees who are much better and stronger than us, have gone to books. So please support them and you also get stronger so that you also can go and preach the glories of Krishna. One word of you explaining the glories of the Lord to another person in your own way. You can probably make a biscuit, cookies at your home, give it the prasadam, offer it to Krishna and give it to someone else. Neighbors, just say that, no, I made some extra cookies, I thought I would give you one. That will change their consciousness, Chaitana. There will be a parivartanam, revolution, from the heart, not from the mind. Don't believe this two in between two eyebrows. It's a croaky word. Don't believe. Always believe through your heart. So this information is what is available to us in Bhagavad Gita. Westerners are taking it so serious. How much more serious we need to take. Right? So this is our only chance. No second chance. Now nor never. Do or die now. So in order to do that, we need to learn the art of becoming more serious. Of course, in this process, war, there will be some calamities, some may get hurt on that process, but still, Krishna will protect. Ramachandra did this, right? Jambavan's thought process. You know this. How many of you have read Ramayana? How many? Oh, very less. How many of you have Ramayana book with you? Let me ask that. Who doesn't have Ramayana book? 1, 2, you don't have 3. Prabhu, please note and give the books. Very important. Ramayana. How many of you have Bhagavad Gita with you? That's good. So anyone who doesn't have Bhagavad Gita, I'll give you free. But if you don't have, you'll have to raise your hands. Bhagavad Gita, आपके पास? उनके पास रहे, आप ले लीजिए. Take it from here. So this is very important. You have to somehow or the other connect. There was a war. Hanuman had to bring the Sanjeevani booty, right? How did he kill all the Rakshasas? It was a very finite intelligence given by the Lord to a wonderful devotee, Jambavan. He used that intelligence to push all the Rakshasas into the water. But he brought all the monkeys in one place. So because of that Sanjeevani, everyone could get up again and become stronger again. In the same way, Krishna is giving us this wonderful space. Today, by grace of all the devotees, Pradeep, everyone, Krishna is giving us this place for us to practice. So kindly utilize this place. Become stronger and stronger. Increase the congregation. Increase this community. This community is what is going to be with you all through your life till you go back to Krishna and you will see all these devotees with you there. Birds of same feather flock together. They are all going to be there. Don't think you can fight with this Mataji, that Prabhu, this Prabhu. Tomorrow you'll be wondering, how come this person I have seen it somewhere? You go there, hey, so I thought I will escape, but you can't. There is no return. We'll all be stuck here. So we are all in this boat and we can't escape. It is a fact actually. One time Prabhupada asked, someone asked Prabhupada, I don't remember his name. He said, Prabhupada, going to spiritual world seems to be a very difficult situation. So many chanting and regulations. There are more don'ts than do's. Right? Don't do this, don't do that. Hey, Prabhuji, don't touch this, don't do this. If you come and normally people say, no, Prabhuji, don't go and touch this and put water. So many rituals, so many activities which happen. Then he'll say, hey, I came here and they're telling me don't do this, don't do that. All the time do this, do that. So then that is one thing very interesting. By saying all these things, actually we get more closer to that devotee. In college, engineering colleges, they do ragging session. Because by ragging they get connected more closer. But nevertheless, here in the spiritual world there is no ragging. The spiritual activities, there is inspiration. We are all learning. We are all the time learning. Prabhupada says, never stop learning. Continue to learn all the time. So Prabhupada has asked this question. Prabhupada, it's very difficult to go back to Godhead. I don't know whether we'll get a chance. Prabhupada said, don't worry. I have got the backdoor key of Krishna's house. So only Prabhupada has this. So none of the acharyas maybe, I'm not sure, but Prabhupada has this. So we are all Prabhupada. We are servants of Prabhupada. So then we will have a chance connected. And Prabhupada will recommend us. Our spiritual masters will recommend us. So we have to take serious. The more serious we become, more happier you will become. The more happier you will become, you will give that happiness to someone else who are at this point of time desperately looking for happiness in a wrong place. They are looking at a wrong place. Now this is your opportunity to give them the right path. That option you are giving will change their life. One person, we were actually talking to that person. That person was so depressed and said, I don't want to stay in this world. I'm frustrated and all that. We somehow managed to go to that person's house and we were just discussing slowly, and then we realized that person had so much of sleeping pills. She was almost trying to commit suicide. Long before, we were doing book distribution during Vaikuntha Ekadashi. My brother was actually discussing one boy with him he was discussing. At that time, he was upset. Was he supposed to commit suicide? Remember the PS college? Yeah, he was in the car, he had kept everything ready. But something in his heart said, go to this place. And he came, took a Bhagavad Gita. Life changed. So you have this opportunity. Every one of us here have this opportunity. Take this happiness. It's coming free to you in your own way into your mouth. Accept it. Harit Nama, Harinamaya Kevalam, Kalonastevana, Katiranyata. By taking this holy names, by connecting yourself, you will become happy. Take this happiness and give it to others who are desperately looking for happiness. What they are looking at? They are looking at movies, they are looking at a cricket match, they are looking at every single different time pass activities, but they are not finding the right thing at the right time. By just changing their face towards the Supreme Lord, everything relates to it. It becomes changed. So, can I ask any one of you to summarize, or all of you to summarize 3 important things which we need to do? Connection, service. Third, reciprocation. Tadati pratigrinati. This is very important. Most important is reciprocation. The more you love others, they will love you. That is why love is never a one-way traffic. It's a two-way traffic, right? So it's love is give and take. So this love is not from words, lips. It's not a lip service. It's from the heart service. How did the Lord love Brahma? From the heart. Tene Brahma Hridayadi Kaviye Muyante Yatsureyo. It connected here. Krishna is to connect to Brahma from heart to heart. That's why you go to Padmanabha Swami temple, Srirangam Ranganath Swami temple, you will see the Lord connected here. So that is why this is very important for us. Service, never compromise. Hook or crook, do it now or never. Do it. Just do it. You know that there's Nike shoes, right? They have one tick and say, just do it. That statement was actually given by Prabhupada. These people stole it. Yeah, I'm telling the truth. 1969 he told it. Prabhupada was asked, Gargamuni Maharaj or Brahmanand Prabhu said that Prabhupada, how do we think we should grow to the other part of the coast? He said, Prabhupada, just do it. And these people took it and Nike, now put it there. So like that, this is the opportunity. Service. Keep it as your motto. If you feel dejected, if you feel lethargic, there is something wrong somewhere. You need to associate with devotees who are enthusiastic. And you connect with those devotees and ask them, Prabhu, I am feeling very low. I am not able to chant. I am not able to read. I am feeling very low. I am not taking prasadam. I am not somehow feeling very bad. What do I do? Connect with this devotee. Whoever your friend is. Believe in a single friend. They are all your well-wishers. Everyone is here in a well-wishing mode. Because this is the wonders of the spiritual life. In the material world, this is the American crab and an Indian crab. We would have heard this example many times. Right? In the same way, the material world is so harsh. Right? They always look at an option to pull us down. In the spiritual world, it's not so. Every moment they look at how I can inspire others and how I get inspired by them. That's our life. Take it up. I am practically seeing a lot of devotees in the Western world, in the Western body. They are taking up serious Krishna conscious practice for the reason that they are convinced with words of what Prabhupada is presenting in his books. Just last month, Damodar month, we could offer 5,673 lamps. You can imagine these are something unheard of. Because this is the first time we have ever crossed the more than 2,000 barrier. And we are come to that 5,000 barrier now. Next year we are planning to go for a 10,000 barrier. We have the possibility. Here you would have made 5 lakhs, but that's a different story because time, place, circumstances. It's so different there, right? We have a lot of fire safety issues. So what we do is we do it on a battery operated lamps. We do many things. We use candles, but we don't actually have a candle safety guard. So many things. That's one. And in that process, we also did a lot of book distribution for people who are honestly in the first time as in the school. We distributed more than 6,000 Bhagavad Gitas for the students. The students were more enthusiastic. Of course, these are all funded Bhagavad Gitas. It's not that they will pay for it because they don't have that much money in that because tuition fees are very expensive in the Western world. So, but still, this is good. So, Krishna's mercy, Krishna's message is going to different people. So, here you are all most confidential devotees of the Lord. So, please take it up. More serious, more think about it. Contemplate, meditate. This is the chance. This is our life. Reciprocation, service. And connect and build that relation which we have lost. By this time, next year, by Krishna's grace, if I am able to come here, right, I am very indebted to all these wonderful devotees like Vimal Prabhu, Kripamaya Prabhu, Pradeep, Ranchor Prabhu, many of them. They are all the time keeping me updated with what's happening here and all that. But still, I feel very connected to this place. Somehow or the other, I feel very happy to be here. I am thanking and very indebted, extremely happy, and I don't have words to express this gratitude. But still, I can only tell that you are in the safest hand of Sri Prabhupada and Sri Guru and Gauranga. Hare Krishna. Any questions, any comments, contemplations, realizations? We can take 1 or 2 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever. Is 5 minutes okay? Otherwise your prasadam is wasted waiting for you. We have 15 minutes. Big questions, please send it to someone else. Something which I can answer, I can answer. Yes, please.
Prabhuji, you told in Jaipur there are three deities. So, can you explain me how these devotees represent Sambandha, Abhidaya and Prayojana?
The deities are Radha Govinda, Radha Gopinath and Radha Madan Mohan. They are all originally from Vrindavan. They all came to different places of these places, like Karoli is Radha Madan Mohan. the local kings like Man Singh, Savai Man Singh, Savai Jai Singh, all those great devotees at that period of time, somehow managed to take them there. Every relationship, every deity has a specific spiritual preceptor who actually meditates, who actually worship the Lord. So they have a relationship with the Lord and they present their concept and philosophy onto the deity. Like for example, you have a dough, right? You can make a bread, you can make a bun, you can make something else with it. But you might have specialized yourself in only making bread. I'm giving you a very crude example, but still this was good in the same way. You are a specialist in making breads only. So if I ask you to make a bun, you will probably say no to it because you have given that job to someone else. So in the same way, the spiritual master, like for example, Sanatan Goswami, or Rupa Goswami, or Jiva Goswami, or any of the 6 Goswamis who are the direct disciples of Lord Chaitanya, they all the time contemplate on how the Lord wants them to convey the message of Godhead to the people in general or general public. So in this way, a relationship of a specific nature is actually built based on the spiritual master or spiritual preceptor who is actually meditating and deciding what kind of relation should they have. Actually, if you go to Jaipur, the form of the Lord is partially manifested. Radha Madan Mohan is complete form. Radha Gopinath is complete form. Radha Madan Mohan is lotus feet, and Radha Govinda is from the abdomen to the chest. Right? But Radha Gopinath is full. So Shubhadra, not Shubhadra, Uttara. Who is Uttara? Yeah, so Abhimanyu's wife, right? So she went, when she saw the form of the Lord, she closed her veil. Because she saw Krishna completely in person. So that relationship is formed based on these elements of Sambandha, Abhideya and Vayajan. I don't know if I completely conveyed the message to you, but there must be someone more intelligent than me who can give you the philosophical angle of it, like Krupamaya Prabhu or Pancho Prabhu. Okay. Any other question? Okay, good. I'm happy that no more Prabhu.
Prabhu, many devotees were asking the same question to me, so I am also having a doubt on that. Is it good to chant 16 rounds, then read for some more time, or do more chanting? Then no, not like some limited reading.
It depends on case to case basis, bro. If you have time, right, you can do many things. If you don't have time, the important element you need to consider is chanting. If you have more time, you can chant and you can read also. Nowadays you have so many options. You have audiobooks, you have e-books, audiobooks, Kindle books. You have got a lot of times if you are traveling by bus, you are traveling by van or by train or whatever, you can read, you can hear to the lectures of the same information which is coming through. But chanting is mandatory. You have printed it there, chanting 16 rounds of 108 times Hare Krishna Maha Mantra every day. That's essentials. That's basics. It is not something you are achieving by that. Krishna has given that as the minimum standard which we need to practice. Beyond that, whether you read 200 pages of book, there are voracious readers. I know one girl, she is 7 years old. She reads 198 pages of books every day. Doesn't matter whether it's Krishna book or Rama book or any other book, Mahabharata or some other Harry Potter or whatever. But this girl is writing 198 pages every day. We closely monitor. So I have some focused areas where they are done. But we can't do that much. These books are not like newspapers. These books are something which you are going to keep it for you for your eternity. It's an asset building element. So in order to do that, you need to actually build up step by step. Foundation is strong, you can more extend yourself much stronger. So in order to do that, all you need to do is see how much time you have in hand. Chanting Hare Krishna itself takes 2.5 hours, 16 rounds. Right? So if you have more time, then you read. If you have not have time, come back in the evening, sit and read half an hour, 45 minutes. But don't compromise on any other services and say, Prabhu, my wife is on me. She's getting on my case that I'm not spending time with that. You have to be balanced. But you need to read. Studying Prabhupada books, not just reading. Studying Prabhupada books is mandatory for all of us. You are not doing a favor to me by studying. One time we did book distribution in December marathon in 1996 and 97 in Rajanagar area. One lady, we went with the book and gave it to a lady in when we went house to house. I did not go at that time, but I was there when this incident happened. So one devotee went and he gave. This lady said, I wish you had come 10 years back and given me this book, and I had the inclination to read it. And we asked her, the devotee asked her why. She said, my eyesight is no more stronger enough to read any of these books. We are at this moment, have got all the senses in stronger manner, focus and get this cleared. How many of them here at this moment of time are free from not having a specs, not able to read, small language, small words, very difficult. So this is a good opportunity for others. That's why I said, this is the most conducive time of our life. Let's use it. Right? Okay?
Yeah, actually I have a nice answer like this. Which is more important, sleep or food? Both only one.
Food.
Can you not sleep and eat food all the time?
Both.
You need both.
Right? Chanting and hearing or reading Prabhupada books is equally important. Both must be done, no options. It is said if you don't sleep, but if you sleep too much, you become lazy. If you don't sleep at all, you become crazy. So if you don't read too much of Prabhupada books and not chant Hare Krishna, then you become completely fanatical, philosophical, fight with everyone that you are not doing correct, you are not doing that. If you don't read at all, you will not be sitting here after some time. Both are very, very important.
It's very important because 6 hours of minimum sleep, 6 to 6.5 hours, you need that amount. If you don't sleep now for 6.5 hours, and if you say, no, I want to be very austere, I want to sleep 4 hours and 4.5 hours or 3 hours or whatever, you will practically you may skip off some things now, but it's going to come and hit you very badly through Alzheimer's later on, or you will have a dementia later on. These kind of meditative elements are extremely problematic. Don't try to fight with the material nature. Material nature is extremely strong. Prabhupada says it's mama maya duritaya, right? So it's not easy to overcome the material nature. So, but we need to humbly request, humbly fall to the lotus feet of the Lord, catch hold of Radha Madan Mohan's lotus feet, Radha Damodar, Radha Madhav's, Jagannath's lotus feet, and by holding the lotus feet of the Lord, we'll be able to overcome all these kind of inabilities. But stay very equibalanced. Don't try to be a fanatic in any manner, any point of time. Right? That is Pandita. Right? Vidya Vinay Sampanne Brahmane Ghavi Astine Suni Cheva Spravakecha Pandita Samadarshina. Equally poised in every element we do. Prabhu, are you? If you ask me that question, I would say, no, I am attempting. I am not saying I have attempted completely, I am Mr. Perfect. No. I am also in the same boat as you are, probably in a different deck. But the fact is, let's attempt to do it in such a manner that somehow or other, by Krishna's grace, we will overcome all these difficulties. But as he said, chanting Hare Krishna, no compromise. Reading, studying Prabhupada books, no compromise. Those are the ways at which you are building up the piston engine. Engine's core is piston, right? So you are building up the engine, which will last for the rest of our life in this body. Okay. Srila Prabhupada, yes, one
Prabhuji,
question.
you told for Priyaha Sloka of Prabhuji in Bhagavad Gita.
What Priya song?
Dear to Krishna.
Yes. I want the answer. I didn't want to tell the, I know the answer.
Okay. Tesham Nani Tatvan Prabhuji 7.17.
What does it say?
It says translation is of these, the wise one who is in full knowledge, in union with me through pure devotional service is the best. For I am very dear to him and he is dear to me.
What is the shloka? Sanskrit?
Tesham Nani Nitya Yukta Eka Bhakti Vishishyate Priyo hi Nanino Atyartam Aham Sacha Mama Priyaha.
Good. Give her a big hand. This is intelligence, right? Coming through Krishna's inspiration from the heart. Krishna has, for every sloka, there is many ways. Like for example, Manmanabha Madbhakto. 2 places he has told. One in the 18th chapter, another one in. See, good. So you all know it. So let's figure it out. How we can improve and build up that. That's our core engine. We build it, then we can go and talk to people. See, you are doing it wrong. The best way of doing it is through this. So then they will understand, oh, these people have intelligence. They are more conscious about themselves. That's what Prabhupada says. First become conscious and then you can become Krishna conscious. When you have good conscious, it becomes very pure and clean and clear that you can very clearly decide. Make a very clear discretion. Good to bad, bad to good. That's it. After that, it's a smooth sail. Okay? Srila Prabhupada ki? Question?
Yeah.
Okay, one more question.
Vishal, how you do book distribution in London and all? It's so cold.
Prabhu, I am actually not good in book distribution, to be honest with you.
Because here the